Salve! Welcome to Lionheart Tours video, in the footsteps of Caesar. Now, since you can't come to me, I decided to come to you. And in a series of small videos, I'm going to show you some of the secrets of the Roman legions, the greatest fighting force in world history. Now, in today's video, we're going to talk about this. If you can see it, everyone. This might not look like much, but this is the Roman Pilum, or Pilum, and it was probably the most advanced and effective throwing weapon up to the advent of the gun. So, you might say, what's so special about it? Well, let's find out. First of all, look closely at that. That's the tip. Now, if any of you know a little bit about military history, you'll see that resembles an English arrow from the 100 Years' War, a bodkin arrow, and its principal aim was to penetrate and pierce. Now, when the English used this in the 100 Years' War, they could penetrate French plate armour, which was a pretty impressive feat for its day. But the Romans had this technology over 1,000 years before. And you'll see the long shaft, that's also meant to penetrate, but it has a secret second aim. Once penetrating a shield, it bends on impact. Now, what the Romans did, they tempered the head. So if you imagine you heat it up in a furnace, the blacksmiths, and then you plunge it into water. Every time you do that, the head gets stronger. But the Romans didn't do it with the shaft. They left it soft. So what happened was, it would penetrate the shield of an enemy, or a person, or an armor, and it would bend on impact. Now you might say, well, yeah, it's achieved its aim, it's killed someone. Or maybe not. Because if you imagine in a battle, an ancient or medieval battle, the enemy could pick up a spear if you hit the ground, or someone's shield, or pull it out, and they could throw it back at you. With a Roman pillar, or pilum, that doesn't happen. Now we're going to have a little test and see how this works. Now, my shaft I've actually tempered so it won't bend on impact, but any references, historical references, you will find that Caesar mentions in the Gallic Wars that this spear would pin the enemy together and make it unusable to throw back, so we know that that's its secret. It's also weighted like a dart, so when it's thrown, you get extra velocity. Now, there were many forms of pillar and pilum. This is the heavy form of the pilum, and we're now going to test what it does over there. If you can see behind me, that Germanic shield, that is 2 centimeters thick of marine plywood. So we're talking something similar to what a medieval or ancient shield would have been made of. Caesar mentions as well that the Germanic shields and the Gaulish shields were made of oak, up to 2.5 centimeters thick, and the pilum penetrated it. So, enough of my talking. Let's get on with it. Now, this is from point blank range. So imagine in the Roman formation, probably the 2nd, 3rd, 4th row would be throwing the javelins at an enemy charge. So actually, if someone was charging, you would gain even more velocity on the spear. So let's see what it does at point blank range. Now then, let's go and have a look and see if this thing lives up to its reputation. Wow. If you can see that, everyone, that's a 2 centimeter thick shield. It's nearly 1 inch thick, and when holding it, you might be thinking, I'm safe. But look, that's the penetration of the pilum. So if you imagine anyone holding that shield has been impaled and I would say that there's a good chance they're not going to get back up and throw that spear. But let's just say they're alive, or one of their friends are alive. There is another little secret to the Pilum as well, and if you see the head, very sharp for penetration, and it has quite big, a square point, and that's for this reason. I'll put it on the floor. The last secret weapon, the Pilum, is being able to pull it out. So if you imagine a Roman Pilum, probably would have bent, it couldn't have been thrown back. But if it was straight and you want to throw it back, that barb is pretty hard to pull out. Now you might say, well, he pulled it out within 5 or 6 seconds. And you imagine in a battle, you haven't got that long to live. You're probably already dead by the second wave of Pilum, or the Roman short sword, the gladius. So I hope you enjoyed that little video. I really look forward to seeing you all in person soon. Let's hope this pandemic ends so we can get back to some sort of normality. And I'm going to see you on the next video. Until then, Hail Caesar!